Hey gamers, Guilty here and welcome back to my channel. This time we're doing the Hall of Seasons, and in this guide I'll show you how to get all the medical items, all the undead knights, which should be 12 in this level, including the Neptunes Halls, Breath of Hades, Sanctuary of Flame and Wrath of Beast sub-levels. Because they're so short I'll include it in the one video. And it'll also include 6 different achievements. I'll show you that later throughout the video. Now when you get to the main room, just ignore the 3 dead knights because you'll come back to them later and we'll sort them out. A little glitch happened and it gave me the achievement before I even get the requirements for it, but we're starting off in the Breath of Hades, and what we need to do is only stand on 2 pedestals. We're going to stand on just those 2 I showed you there. The first one requires a running jump, the second one you have to stand and press the walk button while jumping and you'll do a little small one, and that's just enough to get to this side. We can't void the achievement, so we need to jump on the exact same pedestal we were just at. So do another short jump by standing and then doing a standing jump towards it. Aim for about here and you should make this jump. You can make a save in between the jumps just in case, but once we get this first item of the 4 we need to go to the areas, we can then jump back the way we came. And this is a bit of a hard jump, so you'll have to wait for it to go all the way towards the entrance as much as it can. You can tell it's going towards it now, and about here is where you should jump. And as you make your way towards the main area, as soon as it loads, the achievement should pop up then, unless you were like me and got it early. Now we can hit the Sanctuary of Flame button, and you don't actually have to do it in the same order I am, but just make sure you're pressing the right lever. The puzzle is basically match the symbol where the lever is to the button. Don't worry about the doorway before that, because that's misleading. Within this sub-level, we're going to get 2 achievements and 1 medical item. Make sure you save as you enter the Sanctuary of Flame, because we're going to go for Rocket Woman first, and once you unlock that, we're going to revert to that previous save and go for the Play with Fire achievement and get the medical item. So to get the Rocket Woman achievement, we're going to have to stand on 5 of these platforms that zoom up into the air. You'll know which ones they are because they're the ones that shake and then the fire comes up. You'll have to be very good with the timing, because if it goes too high in the air, you'll actually take damage and void the achievement. You have to do this without taking damage at all. And you can also save in between these jumps to make it easier for you. But this achievement is very glitchy as well, so even if you meet the requirements perfectly, the achievement may not unlock. But afterwards I'll show you a way to trigger the achievement even though that's not the way to do it. So we're going to try again because the achievement didn't unlock, and again you don't actually have to do this part if the achievement worked as intended, but just kind of step onto all these platforms and somehow for some reason it unlocks there. Okay, with Rocket Woman out the way, revert to that previous save, and this one's timed. See how the oil in the floor, you can't actually go in there, but it's pretty much a speed run. You have to get across here before the fire eliminates Lara in a fire wave. So you play with fire across the Sanctuary of Flame before it's completely engulfed in flame. And before heading back to the main room, head to the left here and you'll gain a secret medical item you'll need to get that Tactical Medicine achievement. Now we're going to head to the Wrath of the Beast one, and for this puzzle you'll just go through the middle gate because that's where the symbol matches. And in the Wrath of the Beast we're going to get 1 medical item at the start, so turn to the right here, grab that medical item, but the achievement actually states you need to live dangerously by going to the left. The right path is a bit easier, and that's why the achievement is for going the left path, which really is quite an easy achievement. You just have to follow the path here. So that's where the fork is, and as long as you keep moving you shouldn't die. It seems harder than what it is, but you can probably go first go if you're really lucky. Now after a short cutscene and you pick up this item, You should get the achievement right when you see this illusion here. The area changes here, and this is where we'll have to defeat our first 3 undead knights. And be careful not to actually kill them, we'll need to send them in the pits for the achievement. Make sure you save before trying this because you may die. If you do catch on fire, not all undead knights make you on fire by the way, stand under this waterfall and it should douse the flames before your health drains. But the way you want to do it is kind of loop around the pit so the knights go towards it and then kind of go around at 180 like they are now. Shoot them once, there could be a bit of a delay but they should go in the pit. If you need to shoot them a second time that's fine, but remember if you do shoot them too close they'll fall to the ground and not get up and you'll have to try again at a different save. Oh yeah, and use the shotgun because that works miracles trying to get those undead knights into the pits. Now we're going to go to the Neptunes Halls, which is the leftmost gate, and straight away you'll have an undead knight trying to shoot you with fire. And this should be the 5th one in total throughout all the levels. 1 in the previous level, 3 in the ones that we just got, so this is the 5th one. I just fast forward a little bit because it took me a while, but we did send them in the pit. Hopefully you've been saving frequently, so if you didn't do that successfully you can always revert to a previous save which is close by. Anyway, the achievement for the Neptunes Halls is to complete this area without taking damage. So there's a few traps in the water which will cause a bit of issues for that, and of course you can't drown. But besides that there's no other enemies besides our undead knight that we saw before. So this is the first trap and you can always just be patient and go through once it retracts the blades, I guess. And as long as you didn't drown, now that we've filled this hole up with water, we can drop down where that pit was. The undead knight wouldn't be down here. I think he probably died from drowning or something. But we're going to find a secret lever in there, pull that. And there are 3 medical items in this section, a lot compared to the other ones. And the first one's just down here. Not to the right, to the left, right here. So this one's quite missable. The other 2 are on the main path, so you should see them along the way. Now in this tunnel, halfway through, where these windows are, there's another medical kit. And just down in this hole, we'll find our 3rd one right there. These ones aren't too hard to miss, but turn to the left so you can get a breath of air. It is possible maybe to go through the traps, but I wouldn't risk it because you don't want to void the achievement by losing health. Make saves frequently now too. So this is where it gets kind of hard. I usually stick to the bottom and kind of go to the right here. Do whatever works for you. And once you go through this gate, go to the top left and take your time just so you can see where those spikes kind of come from. And now you can also take another breath to the right. You don't have to, there's some ammo on the ground there. But from there you should be able to make it out without any hassles. And then you get the Be Like Water achievement for getting no damage throughout the Neptunes Halls. Now we want to insert those 4 tablets we got, and we're going to send these 3 pesky undead knights to the pits finally. Now you can use any lever that is incorrect to send yourself and the knights into the pits. All you have to do is pull the lever when all 3 of the knights are lured onto it. And you may lose a little bit of health doing this, but once you go to the next section shortly, you'll recover that health. We successfully got the 3 undead knights into the pit, and now we can head off to the next section by sliding down. Eventually you come across another undead knight once you're in the middle in the furnace section. So we're going to do the same technique we did with the other undead knights and lure him towards the edge, do a 180 around him and shoot him into the lava. After the parkour puzzle in the furnace where you hit the 4 valves, we're going to head back up, and now that we've opened the door, I'm going to continue around to the traps here. Head to the left and avoid that trap and pick up that large medkit. You may have got this before going in the furnace depending on which lever you pulled in the main room. And to get out of the doom pits, we're going to find this elevator, and the next medical item's just shortly up here. Halfway through, Lara will stop pulling, where you'll have to prompt her to pull again to get higher, but if we do a 180 we can get some ammo and a medical item, so don't forget about that one. You'll come into the main room again and you'll notice 3 undead knights at the bottom again. You don't have to send them into the pit again because they're already counted, so don't worry about that. Just make your way up here, head to the left, and you'll find 1 undead knight break through the wall, and use the same strategy to knock them off. When it says send them into the pit, that just means knock them off the edge. Now we go to the other side and you'll see a similar knight come through the wall. Repeat the same process, and then we're going to go up the stairs. Up here we'll find another 2 undead knights, and one will attack you immediately, so be prepared. If you don't have a shotgun or you ran out of ammo, you can always knock them down with your melee, but it's just a bit harder. This one can be a bit tricky. It took me a few times to get them down, but as long as you keep a save handy, it should be fine. After using a lever to find this wall, we can find a large medkit just to the left after pushing it. Now we can head back to that same lever and parkour our way up to the roof. You can obtain the Ghost in a Nutshell achievement here after this cutscene is initiated, and you basically need to defeat the boss or get away from him in under 1 minute, and then without taking damage as well. This may take a bit of practice, but get your best weapons out, keep shooting him until you deplete his health, which gives you a small window to grab the book and run. Now as soon as this happens, you'll need to locate the book and pick it up. You really only have about 5 seconds to do this, so it's best to deplete his health right when you're near the book. So locate that first, and then exit. When the achievement pops, revert to a previous save because you need to go through that boss battle again just to pick up this health item. You can do it during the achievement, but it'll be tighter because of the time restraint. And that's everything you need to know about the Hall of Seasons. That's all achievement related content and secrets. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'm sure to make more videos. See you next time. Bye!